What if major decisions that affect your life were made by only half of the population? Would that really be fair? Imagine taxes, laws, and policies being shaped by a slice of society while the rest of the population stays silent. Every uncast vote is a missed opportunity to shape your community and your country. Voting affects everyone. It impacts laws, taxes, education, and rights. Low voter turnout doesn't just affect those who vote, it affects all citizens. This is why we should consider whether voting should be mandatory or not. Today, I will explore why making voting mandatory could be beneficial and also examine the concerns about requiring everyone to vote. The first thing I'm going to go over are the positives of everyone voting. The first thing it does, it increases participation and representation of low voter turnout is a persistent problem in the United States. Many elections see less than 60 participation, and local elections often fall below 40. Mandatory voting can increase turnout, ensuring that election results come from a broader spectrum of society. As former U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt stated, "Nobody will ever deprive the American people of the right to vote except the American people themselves." Encouraging everyone to vote ensures the exercise this crucial right. It promotes equality, and currently, wealthier and more educated individuals vote at higher rates, which screws policy priorities. Mandatory voting would level that playing field, giving every citizen, an equal voice in government decisions. Political scientist Ared Wivjart noted, "Compulsory voting contributes to more equal representation of all classes in Parliament." So basically what he is trying to state here is that equal representation means everybody is voting. It's not the rich, the poor, it's everybody. So everybody gets a say. And this ensures policies reflect the needs of everyone, not just the select few, which right now it tends to be the wealthier of the groups. This strengthens democracy and civic engagement. When citizens are required to vote, they are more likely to educate themselves about candidates and issues, leading to better informed decisions. Former U.S. Supreme Court Justice Louis Brandeis observed, "Publicity is justified command as remedy for social and industrial diseases." Similarly, mandatory voting shines a light on civic responsibility. Now that I've went over all the positives, I'm going to go a little bit over the negatives that it could cause. One of the first things it could cause is freedom of choice. Critics argue that forcing people to vote infringes on personal liberty. Citizens may not want to participate due to the strident dissatisfaction with candidates or moral reasons. Compulsory participation could feel coercive. Another thing it could do is risk of uniformed voting. Some worry that mandatory voting might increase the number of uniformed or disengaged voters. People who do not care about policies could just submit a random or blank ballot, which may affect the election quality. Political theorist Jason Brennan suggests that voting should be informed choice that is uniformed participation could actually harm democratic outcomes. Administrative and enforcement challenges. Implementing mandatory voting requires resources for enforcement. Penalties in education. Some countries, like Australia, succeed with fines for non-participation, but other systems do not translate easily to others. So, mandatory voting has clear benefits: higher participation, greater equality in representation, and stronger democracy. When everyone votes, it's more equal. Nobody is picking the president, and sometimes in America it feels like the richer always end up, whoever they support really, will end up being president, and that's not how it should be. It should be everybody, and it's kind of started to go away from that and go towards the richer being able to kind of pick at who they want to be running the United States as in general. But at the same time, mandatory voting raises concerns about personal freedom, uniformed choices, and practical implementation. While encouraging participation is important, any system must balance civic responsibility with the respect for individual choice. So, whether you think it's right that everybody should be able to vote or not, at some point you have to realize you can't just let a certain group of people decide who should be president or who should be your governor. And yeah, they should basically most people should vote just because they shouldn't be letting these people make decisions and then getting mad when the people they don't like get elected. So when people don't vote, they're not just hurting themselves, they're hurting others too. And yeah. So this is my audience.